What's happening, everyone? This is RRPG here, and I'm here to present another 2 cents video on the 2 cents block for you all. While I'm talking, just enjoy me either winning or losing in Dragon Ball Z Hyperdimension on the Super Famicom. From a general point of view, it's a sluggish game. However, from a core gamer and DBZ fans' point of view, it's actually unique and very fun. This was certainly something that needed something new outside of the popularity of Street Fighter II, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken at the time. I say that if you have a Super Famicom or even a Retron or Retro Duo that plays Super Famicom games, then find a copy of this and give it a whirl. Anyway, on with this video's topic. Looks like the father of gaming's revival after the video game crash has lifted another great point about the current stance of the industry as a whole for today. In a recent interview with Edge magazine, Mario and Zelda creator Shigeru Miyamoto has expressed his dissatisfaction with where gaming has gone as of now in the light of what he saw at E3 in Los Angeles this year. He followed that statement up with a new quote, believing that the industry has a long way to go in order to realize what is supposed to make gaming a great thing like it was in the past. Here's what he had to say. "Oh, I made quite the grand statement, haven't I? My comment was based upon the fact that I have not been fully satisfied with the inspirations that I have or that other people in the industry have in general. I feel that industry tends, rather than the creator's individuality and uniqueness, tend to be prioritized. When the people who manage a game, creators tend to make games that are already popular in the marketplace. Even when there is opportunity for young developers to make something freely, they tend to make similar proposals. I can't help but feel that the industry has a long way to go. I hope Nintendo will always be a company that aggressively invests in something new, something born from each creator's individual characteristics." Based on this alone, I fully agree on this at 100%. Games that are done based on one's own ideas that are unique and even strong will often show itself to be a great game. Games in the past like Mario, Zelda, Mega Man, Metroid, Kirby, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Contra, Castlevania, and many others had their own spins that they didn't try to copy each other with keeping the gaming industry alive for the better. Nowadays, it's become the complete opposite, with many of today's big publishers calling the shots as they want to capitalize on what is very popular, and not based on one's own creativity. Now, I have nothing against games which many may consider to be carbon copies or complete clones of more popular material, but sometimes those carbon copies and complete clones can have their own ideas to where they become very unique in their own ways from the more popular stuff. However, we have so many publishers having their own developers try to take a piece of the pie from franchises like Halo, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and even Grand Theft Auto. Every now and then, there will always be a hidden gem to satisfy us, but when have we seen a multitude of them in today's gaming? Hardly a lot at all. Even Japanese companies try to copy the Western market with their own ideas, as they feel that what they do doesn't manage to sell like what they hope for. Capcom and Square Enix have taken more of a Western approach with their games that their franchises become a shell of their former glory. Does Resident Evil 6 look a lot like Gears of War? Does Dragon's Dogma look a lot like Dragon Age Origins? Does Square Enix's games look pretty but play like crap? Yes, they all do. Everything with what they do or have done is another reason why these publishers are this blind when it comes to their own ambitions, because they only look at what is popular and try to maximize profits without looking at the quality of their work. What Nintendo does is the complete opposite to what everyone else is doing, as they work from the principles that Miyamoto talked about, and it's one of the many reasons why I like the Big N for what they do. I know that they have cons, like I mentioned from past videos, but they have a lot of great strengths that many others don't have anymore. If you want to know what I'm talking about, I will tell you what I know about their philosophy when it comes to their game development. I can't remember where I found it, but I read in an article somewhere online a long time ago with how Nintendo makes their games from beginning to end. Just like any game that anyone works on, the first thing they do is go to the drawing board and come up with very unique ideas not done in any of their past games, and they work their way up from there. When things go smoothly in the development process, they will begin to see whether or not that idea can work for an existing IP, or if it should just lead its way to a new IP as a whole. After that, they work their way up to finish the game and its development, and then the game goes out on store shelves where everyone can play it for themselves, as well as being the judge of its quality. When they go all the way with this route, their games will usually garner in reviews that mostly end up being positive in the end. Some of their past works had more of a mixed reception, but they ended up being generally positive regardless. I don't believe that games like Super Mario Sunshine, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, the Super Mario Galaxy games, the 3D Metroid games, including Other M, and Kirby's Epic Yarn wouldn't achieve the strong levels of success if those ideas that each game had didn't fit for those properties. If there was another thing that goes in sync along with the ideas that Nintendo places in their games, then it would be that they take the manpower and time to ensure that their products are fully playable and not broken. Let me tell you that if Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 didn't have enough quality assurance in those games, the gravity physics wouldn't work the way that Nintendo would have wanted it to, so that is why time is still a huge thing in game development for today. Even the studios along with past and present partners work alongside each other to bring in the balance of time and money placed into a game's development to safely achieve outstanding results. Those results may not please everyone, but they show in a game's build when we as the real gamers know if the ideas shine in the whole package. In the end, that is how their games will continue to sell even in the long term, because the hard work from the developers and the appeal of the game's charm are present from the start of the game to the end of it. The Wonderful 101 will continue to sell once more people actually try it and learn of the appeal and large value that it has. Now, I'm not saying that Nintendo is the only one who shares this passion when it comes to their hardware and software when coming up with newer ideas for games, but independent developers sort of share that same thought, because they have many great ideas that are being hindered by big-time publishers. Now, independent developers equate to those who are small studios, to those who work on bigger projects like Platinum Games. If it wasn't for people like Shinji Mikami, Hideki Kamiya, and Atsushi Inaba leaving Capcom, we probably would never see games like Mad World, Bayonetta, or even Vanquish make the light of day because of their creative freedom and independence. If Yacht Club Games wasn't formed, Shovel Knight would only be nothing but a dream than the reality of what it became. If Tomonobu Itagaki didn't leave Team Ninja and Tecmo Koei, we probably would never see Devil's Third make it onto the Wii U as an exclusive. You see, ideas and creativity is where things need to go, as this constant bombardment of games that end up being mindless action games, first-person and third-person shooters, party games, zombie games, sports games, military games, realistic games, and so many others that have plagued the market will end up running dry, as the general consumer will get sick and tired of them with every new iteration of Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and Grand Theft Auto that releases. If Capcom continues to bank on Resident Evil and Street Fighter with sequel after sequel, they are going to cease to exist. If Square Enix continues to westernize their games or bring about their older IPs on smart devices that we do not want, they are going to cease to exist. I'm telling you guys, if this keeps going, the next video game crash is going to be imminent. I'm not joking. Even for those of you who are just the general consumer, you need to quit being stuck with what is mostly popular because you'll get bored really quickly, and you will continue to deter those who wish to bring the next creative idea to the table. If this showing that Nintendo has this new ecosystem is what will work from what is brought about from them at this current moment in time, I know for a fact that it is time that their competition and third parties need to change, because everyone needs to take notes from those who have more experience so that they don't repeat their same mistakes. If they don't, the second video game crash is going to be evident. Seriously though, this current trend that everyone is taking for granted in the video game industry has got to stop. Alright guys, make sure you rate this video as well as leaving your positive and negative feedback down in the comments. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button below the video, as more support from you guys means that more content is coming from me in the future that you won't find anywhere else. And until next time, this is Double RPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on gamers. Have a great day!
You